2 episodes ago, I ended up by saying there's no use showing this deck here being done with a railing because it's a mirror image to the other side. Well, I don't know what I was looking at, because looking at it right now, I can see it's very, very similar. However, let's quickly do it here. Okay, I have it cut and bent to shape. I'm just trying to bring this post back just a little bit here towards us. I guess that's probably as good as I can get it here. Yeah, I guess that's going to be okay. Now, if you will remember, when I was doing the other side, I kept touching this post right here, this support that goes up underneath the observation unit. Yeah, I didn't realize I was doing that before, so I'm going to have to come in more of an angle like this with the applicator so that I don't do that again. You know what? It's glued in place. I'm not going to put any more on anywhere. That thing's not going anywhere. Okay, afterwards when I looked up at the monitor, I could see that the post had glued itself a little bit too much to what you might say the left. In other words, too much in on the deck. But I'm not going to try and break it loose. I'll probably just end up making things worse. And I think if we look at it from a normal distance, like this, it's not going to be noticed one way or the other. The fact that the railing is there is what's going to be noticed. Now, if I check Stefan's book, it does appear that there was a railing right on the top of this roof, this part of the Admiral's Bridge. And it makes sense because I know that the crew had to get on top of that thing to operate something that was underneath here. I'm not sure what it was. And so it only makes sense that there was a railing there. Well, let's check the computerized drawing and see if we can zoom in on that spot. As you're going to see here, it's not really a railing. Well, it sort of is. It's a railing on a catwalk. One of the details the Trumpeter chose not to put in their kit, I guess. It could be that an aftermarket detailing kit might have it. Anyway, I think what I'm going to do is, being as there is sort of a railing there, I'm just going to put up something that's going to look good. Well, this is what I've come up with. And my plan is, if I can just touch the applicator right on the corner of the top of the roof without touching the railing, maybe it'll wick its way underneath the railing, because it's just sitting there. I believe I got it. Now, at first glance, that actually looks like it's supposed to be there. At least it does to me. Now, I don't want to be spending a bunch of time here talking about my new calipers again, or divider rather. But what I've done is I've taken this thing off of the end here, and I've also removed this little, like a bushing, and it had gone in right here. Now this does not bind at all. Okay, what I believe this piece was actually made to do is to make you think you were getting a high quality mechanism here, similar to this old one. This has sort of like a half nut type thing going on. It's kind of like the half nut on a metal lathe. I have one down in the basement, and the idea is that you can, adjust your caliper to the desired size with your hand quickly, and then you can slide the nut in without actually turning it. That's the idea of it. And it's to make you think you're getting that. At least I think that's what they were up to. The reason being is it works so much better without it, so why have it? You know, this works great now. Well, this spring, I still say this spring is too tight, but I guess if I sort of help it with my hand here, you know, as I'm adjusting, I'm satisfied for what I paid for it. Let's put it that way. And I'm not going to talk any more about it. Anyway, so Walt, you mentioned about the automatic adjustment here. Well, yeah, this old one, it does have that. But this one was, I think, just made to make you think you were getting it. And you know what? It worked. I thought from the picture that that's what this was. Anyway, a more deceptive advertising. But what are you going to do, right? I'll hang on to this just in case I need it. And I'll hang on to this too. I don't know why. Anyway, I'm not sure if anybody mentioned rabbits in yesterday's comments, but if you didn't, well, you should have, because you should have been psychic enough to know that I would want to talk about them today. Well, here's what happened. I put out my carrots this morning, as I've done every day for the last, well, all winter anyway. And when I'm editing out some of the video here, I'm looking at my monitor and I see a movement going on up in the screen, and here's a couple of rabbits, and they're fighting over the carrots. Now, in the past, I had seen one rabbit chasing another rabbit away, but this time they were actually scrapping. Yeah, I guess the rabbit from across the street came over, and the rabbit from this side of the street figured he owned the carrots or something. Anyway, I think that's about it for today's video, folks. Thanks for watching, and all being well, we'll see you tomorrow. Now I just know there's somebody out there besides me that wants to see the rabbits scrapping in slow motion. Well, here it is.